Welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 3, episode 47, after I finally managed to get the fucking words out of my mouth. Alright, so we are now officially moving onwards to part 2 of the Amateur GT All-Stars, because officially I decided I was going to split this up into 2 separate parts. So officially it's another championship event, and of course it is now time for us to return to the Amateur GT All-Stars, where we officially get on with part 2. So, same field as we had in the previous segment. Obviously we've got the Raybrig NSX, the Raybrig, the Skyline, the Evo 6 and the Impreza. And of course, so far I have won 4 out of 5 races, with the exception of finishing 4th at Test Course because, well, personally, I think that was a terrible race. So let's now head back out there and hopefully Road Reverse will not be as terrible as Test Course was. Because Test Course, that was a fucking atrocity. But officially, I can at least say that with the Astra, I'm up to say that I'm willing to fight for these race wins, regardless of how loose my car may be at the present time. However, I am still engaged in the fight, and I have already sliced my way through the field as I'm now up into the 2nd position on lap 1, and already my tyres are starting to wear off very quickly indeed. Because, well, obviously that's inevitable when you're racing on the racing mediums, and somehow I managed to slot myself up into the lead after less than a full lap as we now head through the Coliseum corners on the reverse section, and officially I am now up into the lead for the first time. So heading through the final corner, obviously lifting off the throttle so I can make the corner at speed, and crossing the line to starting lap 2, and where hopefully I can fend off from the hard-charging JGTC cars. Considering this championship has basically been me against the NSX, but at the moment I can at least say it is looking like I will probably make it 7 out of 10 wins at the least, possibly 8 out of 10 wins at the most, if I can keep myself going and not fuck this up. And I got very loose there on the exit, because obviously this thing is rear-wheel drive, and oversteer is more or less inevitable in certain parts. And I did not shift down into 3rd. Oddly enough, I don't see any shame in that. But officially, at the moment I am leading the pack, as 2 laps are now complete, and it looks like, yep, the Skyline has now taken 2nd position away from the NSX. The other Vauxhall in this event, which is the Raybrig, is still running in 3rd, and then at the back it's the Impreza prototype with the Evo 6 as your running order at the moment, and as I more or less expected, I am pretty much running away with this thing. Because apparent as it might be, the Astra is proving to be the more superior car than the Pennzoil Skyline or the Arta NSX. So heading through the Coliseum corners once again, which these are rather tight corners through this section. And officially we are now coming through to the final corner on the reverse course, and also briefly lifting off the throttle for good measure, and into the two 90-degree left-handers this time, because this is the reverse course, and at the moment it more or less looks like I can take it easy. So no real reason to push hard at the moment, just basically got to keep the lead going and hope that I don't fuck this up, basically. And at the moment I am not doing a very good job, because I am still being plagued with oversteer. But yeah, I mean, like I said before, there are certain sections on a course where I'm stronger than the AI, and then there are certain sections on a course where the AI are stronger than me. And at the moment I am not doing a very good job because I am doing a lot of crashing. Anyways, final lap here at Rome Reverse, and I'm now less than 3 seconds clear of the skyline. And it more or less looks like I'm going to be on course to win number 5 out of 6. Because it more or less looks like I'm going to achieve another hat trick before we head to Route 11, unless I bottle it, and just gotta keep it smooth up to this point, and try not to make contact with the walls too much, and then if I can avoid doing that, I should be on course to winning 7, possibly 8 out of 10 races. Which really would be something if I could make it 8 out of 10. Although, I think that's going a little bit too far. And I think that was within the track limits because I was still on the curbs, but anyways, I win. So, victory number 5 for the DTM Astra. Over the Pennzoil Skyline in second, then it's the NSX in third, followed by the Caribra, then the Evo 6 once again finishing in 5th position, and the Impreza is once again last. So here are the updated points, as the Pennzoil Skyline is now right on my ass and he's just got past me. But I now have a 15-point cushion over the NSX, then it's the Skyline still holding on to 3rd, the Caribra is 4th, then we have the Evo 6, and then at the back it is once again the Impreza with 8 points. And I started off this segment in the best way possible, by winning. So, 6 races down and still 4 races remain. Can I win at least 2 of them? We shall wait and see. Anyways, time for Seattle. Actually no. Well, let's see what happens if I get this thing first again. that's going to be something I'll have to remind myself not to do again. Still, must be said, this thing really does look awesome. With the colours it's in, and got a little bit of oversteer there, but managing to correct the issue. And as long as I don't crash, I should be able to emerge victorious once again. And, oh, here comes the skyline. Yeah, he got really aggressive after the jumps there, but officially I do manage to slot myself into the third position, even though I'm still making contact with the walls, but keeping it in third gear so I can avoid making contact with the walls. Fortunately, this time I do. I'm down the inside of the Raybrig, which I think is meant to be a V12 in the Raybrig, even though it probably could be a high velocity V6. And slotting down the inside of the Honda, but again he pulls off the old switcheroo because he is faster, and still trying to keep myself engaged in the fight as I'm now heading down into the hairpin, trying not to catch any oversteer, and fortunately this time I do not. And that has now put me up into the lead. Still keeping this thing in third gear. Oh shit! I just knew that was going to happen eventually. And everybody passes me except for the Impreza. Fuck you, oversteer. Anyways, there was definitely some contact there made with the Evo 6, but obviously I had to do it because I knew very well that if I didn't, it would just be an annoyance. And also because officially I need to get the hammer down if I'm going to catch up to the NSX once again. I mean, I almost thought for sure I had the issue corrected when I was in third gear, and then suddenly, as soon as the NSX got behind me, he just fucking spun me around as soon as we got up to the corner. I almost had the issue corrected, and then suddenly, as I expected, the AI just had to dump me because they fucked with me. And I'm deeply hoping I will not make that same mistake again. Because if I do, then I will be dejected. It's definitely not one of those sorts of mistakes I want to repeat. And why I shifted down into second, I have no idea. But it looks like the spin has probably already costed me because my car is just fucking fishtailing at the moment. And it doesn't look like I'm going to catch up to these AI because they spun me around. I mean, I almost thought for sure I had the issue corrected, but then suddenly the AI were just literally like, no, fuck you, you gotta spin around once you get oversteer. Well, all I can really say in response is, go fuck yourselves. Because if there is any chance of me correcting an issue with a rear steer car, then obviously that is exactly what I will do. And it certainly isn't taking long for me to catch up to the NSX because... oh, sorry. It's actually the Skyline that's in second at the moment. Yeah, sorry, that's my mistake. But officially, it looks like I probably will be able to avenge myself from the NSX, because I'm closing up, going down the inside, a little bit of contact made there, but obviously had to get the elbows out if I was going to pull off the pass, and all I'm really hoping for now is he does not do the same thing he did to me before. Fortunately, however, the Pennzoil skyline has not stretched out too far ahead. I've really got the hammer down over these past couple of laps, and officially I am now closing in at quite a rate of knots to the Pennzoil skyline. I am really closing in. Closing in at a vast rate of knots and starting the 5th and final lap here at Seattle. The Pennzoil skyline is not willing to give an inch, but obviously he's left the door open, even though obviously he still makes contact with me, whilst I just noticed those brakes were glowing. But it looks like this could be the corner that decides the race, and oh shit! I had to make contact with the skyline, even though that wasn't intentional. And all I'm really hoping for now is that I can manage to hold on to the lead. It probably does look like I'm now really going to hold on to the interval over the skyline. The NSX will be 3rd, methinks, and then as for the rest of the field, or in other words the bottom 4, they're pretty much evenly spread out by now, so I would imagine the order has already been decided. Skyline is closing in again. He makes contact with the wall before the chicane, so that's effectively what cost it him. But officially, it is 6 out of 7 wins to the DTM Astra. By 1.8 seconds, the NSX was 3rd, then it was the Caribra, followed by the Evo 6, and once again at the back it was the Impreza. I did not think I was going to win this race after the spin. I really didn't. But again, I just literally had to get the fucking hammer down if I was going to get the win, and that's exactly what I did. And I did also do it fairly as well. Well, fairly enough. As I now have a 21-point cushion over the NSX. Skyline is still 3rd, and looks like he's probably going to hold on to 3rd up to this point. Caribra is still 4th, and as for the Evo 6 and the Subaru, their positions have pretty much been decided, methinks. Alright, so we are officially 7 races down and still 3 to go. And am I going to beat the NSX in this race? Probably not. But am I going to try and win it anyway? Yes. Regardless of knowing how the odds are probably stacked up against me in this race. But whatever, I'm still going for it. I have to get through this race for completion purposes. And obviously if I don't, then well, I will not reach the eventual 100%. This time shifting up into 3rd, so I wouldn't get as much wheel spin off the line, and officially I'm now already in the 6th position, still in the position I started with, because Route 11 is a circuit where the AI probably have a stronger threshold than I do, but obviously I'm still going to try my hardest to get myself up into third, because that's probably the most I can expect from this race. And also furthermore, I have 2 hat-tricks in this championship, because I have won 3 races in a row now, twice. Races 1 to 3, and also races 5 to 7. I won all of those consecutively, except for race 4, because obviously that was task course. And realistically, I had virtually no chance of winning task course. If you want my honest opinion, just literally had not a fucking chance in hell. Although it doesn't look like the win is too much out of the question. Oh shit. Yeah, okay. This AI really fucked me over in that final hairpin turn. But again, it does at least prove that I'm not completely out of contention. And really having to rev it hard there down the front stretch, as I am still in the draft and made a little bit of contact there with the Raybrig, and still making more contact, even though obviously we are teammates. Even though teammates is not a thing in this game, unfortunately. But effectively we are basically teammates because we're both driving the same fucking cars. And I think up to this moment, third is probably the best position I can hope for, because I think both the Skyline and the NSX in this race have probably got me beat on pace, because they are now 3 seconds clear of me, and I don't think I'm going to be in contention for the win. I really don't. Just a little bit of contact there with the Skyline, but again, because they've probably got me beat on the straights, I'm pretty certain third position is probably the best I can hope for, because I would imagine I probably need to make a pit stop because of how hard Route 11 is on tyres. And as of which, I have noticed my front tyres are starting to show just a little bit of wear, because they are already in the yellow zone. And also furthermore, the Raybrig is not letting me walk away with this third position. He's still fighting. Should probably point that out, but anyways. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm going to beat the NSX in this race. I think he's pretty much got me beat. Because the AI appear to have more competence around Route 11. And this is essentially one of the more stronger circuits in the amateur and beginner league. That the AI appear to have the higher ranks, or higher authorities, I should say, because they are more superior. Considering there is, I think, a total of about 5 hairpin turns on this circuit, because there's one up there after the chicane, and and I'm pretty certain the two before the chicane are also hairpins before the two 90-degree turns, and then there's two hairpins after that particular section before the chicane. And even though this version of Route 11 is better than the one in GT1, because, well, that literally has two death chicanes at the bus stop. I'm talking about the original one. Officially, I can probably say that this version of Route 11 is more of a player-friendly circuit than the other one is. That's basically all I can really say, because this one is not as difficult to master as the GT1 version. .3 seconds. Yep, I think the NSX has got me beat here at Route 11, so I don't think I'm going to be in contention for the win here. But again, it doesn't matter because I've already won. Because I've already won 6 races up to this point anyway. Even though I am keeping up with the skyline, it really doesn't look like I'm gonna go for the win, so I think the NSX has probably got me beat this time. But again, it doesn't matter too much because subsequently I would say I'm confident enough to probably win the penultimate race, and officially, as I expected, pit stops are becoming the name of the game just before the final lap. So I'm pretty much steered clear of the bottom 5, but officially, sorry, of the bottom 3. But as for me as well as the top 2, I don't think I have any opposition up to this point. So I might as well accept 3rd place and just hope to win the final 2 races. Because I probably am confident enough to say I'll get one more win before this championship is out, but dependent on knowing if I'll get 2 wins or not, that remains a mystery. Because the AI have appeared to be more favourable in terms of authority at Tokyo Reverse than I have. But of course, Grand Valley Reverse is essentially a circuit that probably will be more suitable to me because the AI don't appear to have as much competence on the reverse circuit as they may do the normal circuits. So, I'm pretty confident I can probably win at Grand Valley Reverse, but Tokyo Reverse, I'm not so sure. So, heading across the start to finish line now, and there we go. So, 8 races down, and officially we still have 2 races to go, and might as well wait for the others to finish because they're coming up to the line now. And it looks like the order of the bottom 4 has pretty much been decided. So the Arte NSX wins round 8 like he did round 4, But officially, all I need now is to basically win at Grand Valley Reverse, and then the championship is mine, pretty much. So 67 points to me, 52 to the Arta NSX, 37 to the Skyline, 26 to the Raybrig, 16 to the Evo 6, and 10 to the Impreza prototype. At least I know, for this course, unlike test course, I do get some money this time. So, let's move on to the penultimate race of the Amateur GT All-Stars. And I'm just gonna get on with it. Alright, let's do this. Forgot to shift up into third off the line, but again, I would say it's pretty much a certainty that up to this point I probably will have the upper hand over these AI, and as I mentioned at the moment, the Raybrig is actually leading this race. But I would imagine up to this point the order of the championship has pretty much been decided. Although basically what I need to do as well, if I can win here at Grand Valley, then essentially the championship is basically mine, and hopefully, at the very least, I will manage to get 7 wins before we head to Tokyo Reverse, and my fellow Vauxhall is not willing to give an inch for second position, but again, it doesn't matter because I still dart up the inside anyway, because he leaves that door wide open for me to get my foot into, and that's exactly what just happened. So, approaching the final hairpin turn, as we now head under the electronic billboard. Now starting lap 2 here at Gran Valley Reverse. Hoping to catch up to the NSX because I don't want him to stretch his lead out too much. I should have kept this thing in third. I should have kept it in third gear and not second. For a manoeuvre, and I managed to get the manoeuvre done down the inside, and officially the Astra now leads once again. And well, because Grand Valley is one of those circuits that does literally chomp up the tyres, I am very much adamantly fearful of knowing if my tyres will manage to last the distance, because tyre wear in the past with this circuit has not been particularly promising. But again, because this is basically V8 versus VTEC, probably imagine a win is not completely out of the question. However, his AI, as I expected, they are still not willing to give an inch through the first sector because they're looking pretty strong through that first sector. And as for Sector 2, I appear to be faster because I'm able to extend my interval again once we head through the hairpin. I went way too wide through that corner. I have no idea how I was able to prevent it from touching the grass, but officially I can pretty much say I now officially have the lead. I am still pushing hard. Anyways, penultimate lap is now starting, and yep, the NSX was just right on my ass once we got down the straight. He is not willing to give up the fight for the lead. He's really getting very close, getting very fucking touchy through there, and there was nothing I could have done there because he had me locked on the curbs. So yep, the NSX is definitely a feisty one here. Trying to prevent my win streak from going further. But again, because he broke too early for the tunnel, that's effectively what's allowed me to retake the advantage. A little bit of contact was made there, but obviously the NSX was attempting a move that was not going to work, but officially it's actually nice to see that in this race I am having to work for the race win, because both of the JGTC cars are looking very strong here. But again, I've also noticed they can tend to be very slow through that hairpin turn that we just passed down the hill, as we are now heading back uphill into the final hairpin turn to completing the lap under the electronic billboard for probably sponsorships, as we now officially start our final lap here at Gran Valley Reverse. The fight is still very much ongoing. The NSX is once again chewing on my ass. I run a little wide there, but managing to hold on to the interval as things stand, and it more or less looks like once we get through the hairpin, and as long as I can keep this thing on track, I should be able to emerge victorious for the 7th time in this championship. So pretty much ever since I dominated the first 2 races at Laguna Seca and Deep Forest, the finishing results have been anything but easily taken, because oddly enough, and yep, my right front tyre is very much worn up to this point. I can very much confirm that my right front tyre is dead, and it looks like the NSX is willing to make a charge. He is ready to strike, and there he goes. Oh, fuck me. Yep, okay, he's got me this time. Yeah, he was really on the pace. So it is not going to be 7 wins at Gran Valley, because my right front tyre was dead. Yeah, there was no way I was going to beat the NSX once my right front tyre was down. Fuck me. He was quick. But I think that's officially established. I definitely need to put on the medium slicks for Tokyo, because I don't think these tyres will go the distance. But Christ almighty. That was one hell of a finish. And I need to avoid being overconfident, because it almost sounded like I was being overconfident. But yeah, I think both my front tyres by now are dead. But whatever. It is what it is, I guess. There really isn't any other way I can put it. Except maybe seeing if I can possibly have something to fight with on pretty much the final lap here in Tokyo, so... Alright. Here we are. The final race of the Amateur GT All-Stars, and we're officially encountering... This is now attempt number 11 of me trying to see if I can win the one prize car I want more than anything else. Because the prize car giveaway in this game really knows how to fuck with me over which prize car I'm wanting to win and also what other prize cars I can win. But officially, in the previous round, I did manage to clinch the championship, and what I learned from Gran Valley is that, well, officially, I need durability more over grip, and obviously, that is exactly what I'm going to do for this race. So, overall, this game has really fucked with me over everything I've went through to try and win the one prize car. For some reason, my L2 button just literally leaned against the desk and shifted me down to third when shifted me down to second when I was about to shift up into third for some reason. Don't ask. But officially, my never-ending quest of trying to win this one Christ-forsaken car is still continuing, because commitment. That's what I do. Well, I do it very poorly, but yes, it is what I do. Over which prize cars I want to win, and also which prize cars I need to win. Oh fuck. Yeah, that was as a result of oversteer. Because since this car is rear-wheel drive, we get some kind of oversteer as it slides around a lot. In terms of the prize-giving structure, this game really does know how to fuck with me. Because officially there is one prize car I am deeply wanting to win, and oddly enough, the game is not allowing it because it just constantly wants to fuck with me. Basically make it look like it is wanting me to suffer from a seizure or something, or a possible concussion. Depending on how hard hitting it is, for me to not win one of the prize cars that I want more than anything else. As which, I am once again catching up to the Raybrig NSX because apparently there might be slipstreaming is a powerful thing in this game. Even from a long distance, if I'm caught up in the draft of another car in front of me, I am able to catch up to them relatively quickly. So slipstreaming is definitely a powerful thing in this game. And it certainly doesn't take testicles to prove that. But obviously, I'm just here for one reason, and that one reason is trying to win a prize car I want to win. And even though there probably are some YouTubers who have done the next championship with this car in the past, obviously that's effectively the prize car I want to go for, simply because overall it is the prize car I actually want to win. And at the moment, of course, this game is still continuing to fuck with me in terms of its prize car structures, but anyways, not really focused on the race right now, because this is already my 11th attempt of trying to win this car. And even though on my 6th attempt I did actually succeed with this, the video stopped recording before I could officially finish off the segment. Here I am now, just trapped pretty much in a minefield of stress, just literally trying to see if I can manage to win the prize car I want to win more than any other. And if I do manage to win it this time, I will be so relieved. Anyways, I think I'll just start commenting about the race now and stop moaning about how I think the prize giving structure is rigged. Anyways. I took the lead away from the Raybrig NSX at the start of lap 2, and I am hoping to see if I can maybe manage to hold on to the lead. Considering obviously this has been a pretty tightly packed race between myself, the NSX and the Skyline, as of which at the moment it's pretty much been that way throughout the entire field. But obviously the bottom 3, I know for sure they are guaranteed to pit at the end of this lap, because I've literally done this race probably too many times now to not know when the bottom 3 will pit and when the top 3 will just stay out, because that is what we do, and that's all. Keep it on the fence. I cannot keep it out of the fence. Yeah, I had to literally take my foot off the throttle in order for me to prevent a crash from happening, because if I did have my foot all the way through that corner, I would have literally wrecked. So that was the reason why I took my foot off the throttle, because I needed to. Anyways, final lap. And pretty much the bottom 3 have officially pitted. Meanwhile, I am still engaged in a dogfight with both the Pennzoil Skyline and the Raybrig NSX. I'm hoping this will officially be run number 7. as of which, if I do manage to win 7 races in this championship, obviously, it will have certainly gone beyond even my expectations of what I was anticipating, even though obviously this will be a pretty close race. It's probably going to be one hell of a finish, considering how close rubber banding has been to me since I overtook the NSX. I really cannot afford to bottle this now if I want to win this race, and I'm hoping and saying that I can, because then officially it will mean I only have 3 races I need to go back and sweep up, and I just hit the outside wall. But it's alright, it's fine, because we now exit the final corner here at Tokyo Reverse, and officially it is going to be victory number 7 in the Amateur GT All-Stars. Yes! And I won by under 7 tenths over the Arta NSX. Then it was the Nissan Turismo GTR in 3rd, followed by the Vauxhall Caribra. The Evo 6 finished in 5th, and then at the back it was the Impreza Prototype. Pretty much way the fuck behind the rest of us because they pitted. Even though obviously if it wasn't for those pit stops it would have been a very close race for the top 6, because that was probably the closest race of pretty much the entire championship. So in the final point standings, I have won the championship with 83 points and by 15 over the Arta NSX. Then it was the Turismo GTR, 23 points behind the NSX, and also, I believe, 38 points behind me. Then it was the other Vauxhall that finished in 4th, the Caribra with 32. Then it was the Evo 6 in 5th, and then at the back with 12 points it was the Impreza Prototype. So 83, 68, 45, 32, 20, and 12 are your final point standings. Can I finally manage to win the prize car I want? Because I've basically done this so many fucking times already that now it's pretty much becoming second nature of how much I'm failing, and deleting the previous replay because that has no relevance, and obviously because I forgot to save the replay I was wanting to save at Gran Reverse, I officially thought it was a good idea for me to save it here. Why? Because I'm an idiot. Also, because I am very stubborn. So here we go, the trophy giving once again, and can I finally manage to win the prize car I want? Please God. So yeah, we get a trophy with ribbon. Can I finally manage to get the prize car I want? Would be nice if I could. Yes! Finally! It is doable. I had enough hope to do this, and I got it. I finally got the prize car I wanted. It is a Honda Raybrig NSX. And also furthermore, this is a JGTC car, which means of course it is also the perfect choice for our next event. But there we go, I finally claimed it. After much trial and tribulation of trying to get this thing, I finally managed to get enough supremacy to eventually winning this thing. Also furthermore, I won 7 out of the 10 races. Only plagued of course by a 4th place at Test Course, 3rd at Route 11, and a 2nd at Gran Reverse. Because my tyres were literally shot at the end of that race, but there we go. The GT All-Stars is now done, and officially, as a result, we are now 39.6% complete, compared to when we were originally 38.1% complete, and my win ratio at the moment is still stabilised, but anyways, that doesn't matter because we have now got our next prize car. But before we do that, obviously, I just want to do this because my car is looking very dirty after that event, and I just figured I would give it a tune-up, and wow, that oil is literally black. So I just figured I'd do that. Anyways, let's now get to the prize car. A Honda Raybrig NSX. I really don't think I could have asked for a more worthy prize car for me to win. I really couldn't have. And as of which, I should probably also mention the next event we are doing is the All Japan GT Championship, and officially, because lots of you would have expected me to buy the Nissan Pennzoil Skyline, that's why I decided to be stubborn and I went for this instead, because I wanted to. But there we are, that's our prize car, a Honda Raybrig NSX, and let me tell you, it was a real bitch to get this car. But there we are, that was the Amateur GT All-Stars, and next time we shall be doing the Amateur All Japan GT Championship. So with that, stay tuned for more of GT3 stubbornness.